I never realized something as simple as the clothes you wore could be an unintentional expression of your privilege. Hi, I'm Robert Monahan. I grew up in Covington, Louisiana, a small upper middle class town north of Lake Pontchartrain. When I was growing up, I never worried about anything. I never worried about the clothes I wore, where I went to school, or even what kind of car I drove. My parents always took care of me. It wasn't until I graduated high school and went to Furman University, a small private school in Greenville, South Carolina, that I began to realize just how lucky I really was. I remember pulling up to the campus on the first day and driving through the big embroidered gates and pulling into the parking lot. When I first pulled in, you saw your typical college cars, Hondas, your Toyotas, but what really blew me away was with these cars were Maseratis, Mercedes, brand new BMWs, cars that my parents couldn't afford. It made me feel foolish in my 2010 Honda Civic. However, it wasn't until I came to LSU that made me realize just how wrong I really was. Here at LSU, I met people who couldn't afford cars, people whose parents couldn't afford cars. And at first, I thought they were the odd ones out. But it made me realize that owning a car is a privilege and that most people can't afford that privilege. It helped me to realize that owning a car is a big expense that not and most can't afford. However, being at Furman also made me realize just how materialistic of a society I grew up in. At Furman, and even when I was in high school, everybody had to have the name brands. Everybody had to have the next big thing. Everybody just wanted to fit in. And when I was at Furman, this was instilled even more in me by the fact that everybody wore Vineyard Vines. Everybody wore Nike or Adidas or Polo. And if you couldn't afford that, they almost looked down upon you for it. However, I lived my life thinking this was just how things worked until I came to LSU. When I was at LSU, I got the opportunity to go to a pharmacy school for an interview. For the interview, you needed a suit. At the time, I didn't have a suit, and so the easiest solution for me was to call my dad, tell him I didn't have one, and then go get one as soon as possible. I was able to get the suit in time for the interview, and everything went smoothly. However, it made me realize, what if you didn't have a suit? What if you couldn't afford to go buy a suit on a whim like that? For some people, a suit can be a big expense, and not all are blessed with the opportunities that I've been given. Going to both universities, especially LSU, with its diverse background and its large student body, has helped me to realize how blessed I've been, and just how grateful I've been for my upbringing.